push. Fuck up.
Oh, these are bad odds.
So I want to say, yeah, here we go. That's a good demo position. We're gonna do one final thing of a simple multiplayer tactic. Doesn't matter what you're equipped with, but it's called the L cut. And we've seen it actually a number of times today, but it's not called that. Whomever is this outermost flank, let's say they've got an extra person, that person steps up, pause, to make an L, right? So by an L, I mean this line and this line. This is the L, right? The L or the Pac-Man mouth. Bogan is getting pretty risky in his territory, but why this is advantageous and why we're demoing it is because this pole, who started in his defended center place,
Look, I
is creating a really easy opening. So Bogan can take that risk. That's all the point of this. The L cut is you make an L shape around your enemy with a pole in the middle that shoots down that top lever of the L, and then you close it like the triangle that you're creating. Does that make sense? Ideally, Bogan keeps running this way, saying, "Fight me, fight me!" And Zale stabs everybody. "Fight me, fight me!" Cool? It's the L cut.
You can actually do that with any
Yeah. So the other thing about that is important but subtle is handedness of the person. I demo that intentionally with Rift left in. Now, in this case, it actually changes huge, okay? If Rift is lefty, he has a much bigger advantage pressing all over this with his board in that pole. And Milky more or less looks for a cut on Keelik. He can go all the way around behind the pole.
Actually, at this point,
it could also
Keelik needs to take the L to the
all
other
of a sudden,
side.
I can throw the L here,
Yep.
and those are the stats.
Yep, there we go. So it doesn't matter what weapon style to make the L. This can even be a red, okay? And actually, even if Rift was lefty.
We can actually also L on them as well.
Sure. Show us.
So if, so we'll line up like this, and then he'll just step off that way. Now if you come to fight him.
And so even if it looks like a potential 3-on-1 to Rift, these guys can all reach Rift for reasonable shots. For that split second that Milk's making the move, as long as Milk doesn't go down, that's pretty advantageous for that moment. Especially if it gets Rift an arm shot on this pole.
Yeah.
Now they're in damage.
If you all turn away, come back. So if we do this again and just take one step and freeze. Step off to the outside. So I'm going to be here, right? This doesn't do anything for me yet. All right, take another one. So now I'm fighting Bogan, but I've also got the angle there. So I'm going to be able to get across. And if he swings in, then I can choose to check here, go in for the rest of it. So I've got options that are created from this. Whereas before, all I had was trying not to get hit by red.
And another point there, yeah, again, whether range or not, he's also using that center push. Right, he's a threat to each enemy. He doesn't even have to be a pull to potentially yes, he's in threat range of each of them, but if they all throw on him, it's stupid and Milk probably is going to kill Keelik. And if they don't, yeah, he maintains defense while Milk keeps moving the team. So, Groovy, any questions or people who want to play out a scenario they have a question about?
So a lot of the core of this has been the advantages of getting around your opponent and ways that you can press them, an even bigger advantage once around them. Are there any circumstances where it's not a good idea to get around your opponent?
I think there's always inherent risk if you're that fleet flanker who gets all the way behind the enemy line, but then you bit more than you can chew.
Okay.
Sure, if you just go and slay 4 archers who aren't ready for you running the back line, great. If they've got a monster of an archer guard and just strolls after you and you do nothing but annoy 1 or 2 people until you get shot back there, no bueno. But that's, I think, more, you never know how that's going to play out.
You can also do sort of the opposite and create a kill trap. I need to go red for this stuff. Look at me. So, I need one more on that side. So what we can do, instead of, let's say you're trying to fight us, if I think you're a better fighter than I am, and I don't want to fight you. I'm going to step off, and you're going to take a step back. And then if they want to engage into this point, they're going to force themselves into angles. So it's like, yeah, come in. Go for it, man. So if you find yourself in a castle siege or you're a defensive position or you don't feel comfortable aggressing on that guy, like just create this angle where I'll step off, and if you want to come into me, it's like, yeah, go for it. Come on, come into me. Then it's sort of like an inverted death triangle.
Yeah,
Create
pull
this
them
angle
into
as
your
they
death
come in.
triangle. Yes. And be aware as a pole that you can do that intentionally. Even if this is a microcosm of a long line, if you guys know that you can work well together to make lures, you Zale can take more charge. Like, drift, give me some space, guys, give me some space. And then he actually gets rowdy in people's grills. Come at me, and now they want to chase you, and you step back, and they're overstepped in. Make the triangle go. So yeah, you use that in between. I'm defended on both sides to have your vertical in out. And if you can pull people in, great. The more pulls you have down the line, even better. You pull them a step in, and actually it's this pull that gets easy gut shot and takes the next aggress, and they pull too far this way.
So
Point in, yeah.
Keelik steps up, and you step back, so we create that V again. And I go to guard for him, and Bogan's pressing on me. If there is a spearman down on that side, they've got lots of great things to do to Bogan. And then after Bogan's dead, they have lots of great things they can do to Keelik while I'm just sitting here trying to keep my Redsman alive.
All right. Any questions, comments? Are we ready for more fight or a lunch break?
Lunch.
Lunch. Let's do lunch.
Food in Bogan's class?
That too.
Yeah.